Alex Belfield.
We're joined by a gentleman that I'm so thrilled to talk to, Ryan Molloy. How are you?
I'm great, man.
Now, he's one of the stars of Jerry Springer, the opera, the musical, which is on here in the West End, and it was never really designed for the West End. It's just taken off and become this huge, much talked about show, hasn't it, really?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's been a roller coaster ride. I mean, you know, since the National and it just breaking new ground there and now coming into the West End, it keeps going from strength to strength.
It's a very different show. I mean, I've seen virtually every single one of the musicals in the West End, and it is like an opera, and the standard of singing is second to none. I've never seen a show like it in the West End.
Yeah, I think that's what surprises people when they first come to see it. They don't really know what to expect with the advertising and everything else, and then when it starts with the overtly churn, it's like, oh my God, I'm in the middle of an opera here. What am I going to do? I think I better leave. But then as it grows, you know, and then a couple of things start creeping in, they start going, strap my seatbelt in. I'm going to go all the way for ride here.
It's very odd to hear vulgarities, swear words, mucky things coming out of very talented people's mouths in opera, isn't it? It's very odd in the beginning. And you're sat there more laughing at the fact that these brilliant singers are saying the worst words in the world.
It's naughty. It's a naughty little show. But but you know, Richard Thomas has really made that work, you know. I could go into the songs, but maybe they're, you know, a bit rude to talk about. Yeah, he's just got that, you know, really catchy, beautiful melodies mixed with obscenity. Jerry
Springer, for those who, I don't know how you could not know who Jerry is, but I mean, he has the most outrageous topics, and you kind of cover that. And the show's about whether he is responsible at all for putting those on the TV.
I know, I think it was fantastic when we had the press night down here. You know, he came down and he got up on stage, and it was a fantastic evening, and he just went, I'm sorry, you know, and it was a brilliant moment. And it's just like, with his final thought and everything else, you know, it's just like, it's not my fault. I mean, I think he's another person that just got swept away with, you know, the phenomena which is Jerry Springer the opera and Jerry Springer.
Let's talk a bit about you now, because you're an Olivier Award winner. Yeah. You've been in so many things. One of the things I want to talk to you about is your appearance in Taboo as Steve Strange, and you were a really fantastic performer in that. And one of the things I've said to a lot of the people that I've requested to interview for this program is they're all personality performers. You're a guy that comes on the stage and you're not really like the rest. Is that deliberate, or is that just by chance?
I don't know. I mean, I try to hold on to the character as much as I possibly can, and then make sure that my, you know, personality is involved with that. Sometimes I don't really know who's driving the car. I mean, when I was doing Steve Strange, I think the accent was driving the car most of the time. You know, we're a bit rude and tongue in cheek with some people, but the energy and the atmosphere down there was fantastic. They were all, you know, really wanted to be up for it, and they loved being insulted, which was nice.
Did you enjoy that? The fact that you can't really in this show go out into the audience and start taking the mickey out of the people on the front row. Was it nice, the fact that you were literally picking people out that you point out and say things about?
You could look through the curtain and say, oh, that person's weird, and there was always a fight to have a go at who was the weirdest person. But it you know, and in the end, you just pick straight people and just have a go at them. I mean, everybody was up for it, so it was great. Here, it is a different kind of thing. You know, I'm like 7 foot tall with the size of my, you know, stiletto heel, so I just have to look down at everybody. Hello.
You've just done something which is quite fascinating, really. You were the lead singer for Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Now, how does that happen when you become part of one of the greatest 80s bands ever?
It's bizarre. It's quite bizarre. I mean, I joined up with Frankie, and for a one-off gig with the Prince's Trust at Wembley Arena. It was mind-blowing. I mean, the songs are always absolutely fantastic. We did Welcome to the Pleasure Dome, Two Tribes, and Relax, and it just blew me away, man. Those guys are such lovely guys, you know, and the songs are absolutely timeless. And to be on that stage with people like Seal, Lisa Stansfield, Tattoo, I mean, you know, ABC, everybody was there. It was crazy. 25 years of Trevor Horn. It was just a fantastic moment.
It must be one of those gigs where you're not really expecting it, and you could never dream that you'd do such a show. Is that what your life is like, where these things come along, these jobs come along, that just take you totally out of surprise, and then the next minute you're on the stage in front of 50,000 people?
Yeah, I mean, I just go with the flow, you know, and what I take usually what just excites me, you know, and the Taboo thing was a fantastic thing, and it really excited me, and this is just really so exciting, and the Frankie thing was exciting. I mean, I've been very lucky, you know. A lot of things have came my way which I didn't get, and then I was like, you know, pretty bummed out about that. But you know, now I look back, there's a path to all of this, and I'm just gonna keep walking it, man, and see where I go next.
Tell us where you're from. What's this accent then that we're hearing? Because it's kind of American, kind of British, a bit German Simon, what are you?
Yeah, my voice is a disaster. I'm originally from Newcastle. I come from North Shields, and my sister went to Los Angeles on a tour of the Secret Garden, and she was a nanny, and I just joined up with her in Los Angeles and just stayed there for as long as I could, sleeping on couches and everything else. And I couldn't get a job because my Geordie accent's really, really strong. And all the girls love the Geordie accent. It's just like, oh, now I sound like, I don't know, the plume de ma tante or something. But yeah, so I had to learn these tapes to get rid of my accent. And immediately when I did that, I got a job in London. I had to come back, and then it was just like, I was just totally through my voice. I mean, it sounds like a car crash now. And the most important thing I find is, not take yourself too seriously and just have fun, just enjoy it. And just get as much out of it as you possibly can. And if you're smiling at the end of it, no matter whether it's Greek tragedy or whatever, I think you've done the right thing.
The last two roles have been quite outrageous. In Jerry Springer, you play a transsexual, and in Taboo, you were equally as outrageous. Is this deliberate? Do you enjoy the more outrageous roles?
I think the outrageous just seems to come my way. I don't know what it is. I think I might have just an outrageous fishing rod that just seemed to wind in these crazy psychedelic fish. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, if that's the way it's going, God only knows what's next.
What would you like to do next? Where could you go from this?
Well, I mean, my dream is to be a cop. I really want to be a cop, man. I want my gun. I say, freeze! I think it would be the best. I remember when I saw Breathless with Richard Gere, and I watched this entire movie. And at the end, there's this bit where there's this gun on the floor, and he just breaks out into this musical number and starts doing this dance. And then he picks this gun up and freezes. If there's a vision of where my life is going, I hope it's there.
Well, there's a policeman, I think, in the producers. I can't think of any other policemen who are currently in the West End.
I know. Well, the thing is, I've worked with a lot of cops now. I've worked with Michael Brandon, who's the Dempsey and Makepeace, and now I'm working with the Hutch. I'm working with David Soul. I mean, two of these guys when I was growing up, were like, I really loved what they did and stuff. Oh.
Is there any role currently that you would like to do if you could go from this straight into another role?
Oh my God. I don't know. I don't look at it like that. I just look at it, whatever comes my way. If it excites me, then I'll go for it, whether it's big or small, It doesn't really bother me. If it's exciting and I can get something out of it, which, makes me happy and pushes me to the limits, as long as it pushes me and stretches me, then I'm there, really.
Would any role be too outrageous? Would you ever say, no, I am not going to do that on stage?
Probably not, really.
As long as they pay well.
Yeah. As long as they give me 50 large, I'll be all right.
Very finally, I was reading in your biog about a project that you're doing next year with Simon Fuller. Can you tell us anything about this? Now, he's the guy who came up with the Pop Idol idea, and he's a huge music mogul. What's happening with you and him then? Well,
something with me and Simon, which has been going on for like 10 years now. When I came over from Los Angeles, I signed with Simon Fuller. And I've been an artist with him, I've been a songwriter with him, and now he's sponsored me to go to the US, to go to Los Angeles and go to New York. So many ideas are going on over there, and it's so exciting, and it's so hot compared to the rain here.
So you're not dreaming of getting back to South Shields, you're dreaming of getting to LA or Vegas or to New York?
I tell you, I love my time in South Shields dancing on the sand. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go back over to the US and have another little shake over there and see what's going on. Definitely New York. There's a guy I want to study acting with in New York as well. So that was great. He emailed me back. It took me a really long time to track him down, but he's fantastic, and he works out at the neighborhood playhouse over there. So that's going to be cool too.
Okay, well, thank you so much for sparing the time to talk to us today. I know you're really busy and doing so much in the future. I wish you the best of luck with Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Are you planning to tour with them again?
Well, yeah, that's another thing which is like really bubbling over. There's a lot of talk on the table. There's a lot of talk about Trevor coming back in, doing a new record, doing a couple of new tracks, doing greatest hits, a big tour of the US, Asia, and also Europe. So they've really taken to me as well. So that was great that they've, really opened their arms to me. That was nice.
I also read in the papers that Ricky Gervais had been asked to be part of this relaunch of Frankie Goes to Hollywood. I mean, would he be taking your role?
Oh, man. Hey, you have it. I'd love to work with the Gervais, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. Fencing, yeah. I mean, yeah, he can come on. Maybe we can do something together, man. If he needs me to help him out, I'm there for him, man.
Rumours. We'll see if they come true. Ryan Molloy, thank you so much for talking to us today.
The Alex Belfield In Conversation podcast with daisymedia.co.uk. Alex Belfield.